Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. No, seriously, please give it a thumbs up. And pass it on to somebody else who may like it as well. Also, if you have time, please drop us a comment in the comment section, okay? Alright guys, so somebody asked me a question that I thought was rather interesting. She said to me, are Aquarius OCD? OCD stands for Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. So a person who has this clinical diagnosis would be very obsessive with all kinds of different things in their lives, and they would not be able to control themselves. That's the compulsion part. So they might be obsessed with checking to make sure if the door is locked. I saw a TV show once about people who were OCD. So they might be obsessed with making sure that the door was locked. They might be obsessed with making sure that the house was safe before going to bed. So much so that they would do the same thing, locking the door, locking the windows, locking the door. They would do the same things over and checking to see if it was done over and over again. And they had a high level of anxiety. So some Aquarius, obviously, and some of anybody of any zodiac sign is going to be OCD. But the Aquarius is not clinically OCD. We don't have the disorder unless we do honestly have the disorder. But I will say that Aquarius are some obsessive motherfuckers. Hello. We are. And I can't even front on this one. Because when we're into something, we are into something. When we are fixed on something, either because it's positive or because it's negative, we are focused on that thing. If an Aquarius is into a particular song or person, we are into that thing. We are literally obsessed with it and might not be able to control our obsession with that thing. But it's not the same as obsessive compulsive disorder. That's the distinction between the two. Because with the obsessive compulsive disorder, it isn't always things like being obsessed with somebody you're in love with or being obsessed with a certain food or a certain outfit or a certain place. Like I said, with obsessive compulsive disorder, I'll give you an example from the TV show. This man, every time he left the house to go to work, he checked the door about 30 times to make sure it was locked. Now, most of us will lock our door. Some of us will check, like myself, will check to see if the door is locked. But this man kept doing it repeatedly. It's like, okay, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time. He just kept on doing it over and over again. This one mother kept on getting up throughout the night to check on her children. No particular reason. The kids are fine, but she's just obsessive, like I said, obsessive compulsive. They can't control themselves. So she finds herself not getting any sleep, and she's suffering from sleep deprivation because, according to the show, she got up no more than 20 or 30 times throughout the night. Now, I don't know too many mothers who don't have a baby monitor or who don't get up during the night to check on their child. I think we all do that. But I don't know anybody that did it 20 or 30 times unless the child is sickly or maybe on a breathing machine or something like that. But for a child that has no health problems, no imminent danger, and you're getting up 20 and 30 times a night out of anxiety to check on your child, that is obsessive compulsive disorder. And like I said, you see how it's very excessive. And Aquarius is going to be obsessed and maybe to the point of compulsion, but it wouldn't be that much. It wouldn't be that obsessive, you see? Let's say, for example, something I'm obsessed with. You guys know I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. I mean, check out behind me, all that. Bam! Tattoo. Bam! You can't really see it, but Harry Potter tattoo. Bam! So you guys know that's my thing. That's something I'm obsessed with. but it's not all I do. I'm obsessed with other things. I do other things. I have tarot cards and books to read and work to do. Oh my God, how much work to do. I go to the jacuzzi, I exercise. I have other things to do than just being obsessed with Harry Potter throughout the day. You know, I might, for instance, watch a Harry Potter video throughout the day. Maybe once, maybe not at all, you know. Right now, I'm listening to The Goblet of Fire on audiobook, but I only listen to it here and there. I think I haven't listened to it in like 2-3 months now. You know, I listened, then I stopped, then I listened, then I stopped, you know. But if I was OCD for real, I would be Harry Potter all day long, you know. In between doing other things that had to be done, that's what I would be doing. I'd be watching the videos, I'd be rereading the books, I'd be listening to the audiobook again, watching it on TV. I mean, I would be constantly indoctrinated with it, constantly in between other things that have to be done. So Aquarius are obsessive in the sense that when we're on something, when we like something, when we like somebody, oh my God, when I like somebody, they are like the heaven and the stars, you know? And many Aquarius are like that. When we're into something, we're into it. We're not that fair weather friend type. We're with it. We bout it. You see what I mean? And that is very true of us. Also, if something is negative, we can be obsessed with it to the point of compulsion. But like I said, still not to that extent of it actually being a disorder. I'll give you an example. I know somebody from college. Now, he's my age. I am 42. So this happened 22 years ago. 22 years ago, he was dating a girl in our class. And this woman was treacherous. And she did him dirty. Okay? She messed with another guy, told some lies on him, you know, stupid stuff like that. So here we are 22 years later, and the Aquarius, my friend, is still upset about this little girl from 22 years ago. Now, mind you, he's married, he's had children. This is his second marriage. He has kids from both of them. He has went on with his life. He's extremely successful. He's doing his thing. But every time I speak to him, he mentions that young lady from class. Why, you may say? Not because he's in love with her, not because he wants her back, because he hasn't gotten over the hurt from what happened with her. So if an Aquarius is hurting because of something or liking something, the energy can be the same. Obsessive. So every time I talk to him, and he talks about it, y'all, with the same venom that he talked about it the first time he told me 22 years ago. The same venom. And that's why every time we speak about it, I'm like, you still have an emotional charge from that. That's something you haven't healed yet. And he knows that. He speaks on it. He's like, yeah, you're right. You know, I've done some things. I've tried to let it go. But for some reason, that really is under my skin. So I told him, I said, it's because you're not over it. Anything an Aquarius does not get over, they will constantly harp on. And many of us, it's because of the fact that we don't address it. We just stuff it somewhere. So whenever it comes up because we see somebody from college, or it comes up because we see that person, or it comes up because a situation reminds us of that situation, then all over again, the Aquarius is back on it again and talking about it again and upset about it again. So I just wanted to tell you that it is true. When we're on something, positive, negative, when we on it, we on it, you know? So the only way to change that is, if it's negative, is for them to heal it. And if it's positive, most of us, it won't change unless we stop being into it. You know, like my love for tarot, for example. I've loved tarot for like 20 years now. So that's not going to change. I'm obsessed. I know that. Who has 300-400 decks, you know? I mean, there are people who have bigger collections than mine. I know somebody with 5,000 decks. She's in one of the tarot groups on Facebook. I know somebody with 3,000 decks on the tarot group on Facebook. So my collection is relatively small compared to some of the real enthusiasts that I know. But is still an obsessive amount of tarot decks. How many tarot and oracle decks can you read at one time? One. So it's something that I've been on for 20 years, and it probably won't change. I'll probably love Harry Potter always. Always. Okay? But the thing about it is that it's not something that's negative, so it's not really a big deal. But when it comes to things that are negative, like that guy was talking about, that's when it needs to be healed, it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be let go. Okay? So, thank you for being here with me today. That is my answer to the OCD question. No, Aquarius are not clinically OCD, but we can be obsessive and compulsive about certain things. More so than a lot of people. But I think that's also because we're stubborn. When you have fixed energy, any sign that's fixed is stubborn energy. So the Aquarius is fixed. It's a fixed sign. If you Google it and look it up, it's going to say Aquarius, fixed, right next to it. That means stubborn energy. Whenever I've come across it, it's been a stubborn individual. So we have a hard time getting back past things, letting things go, moving the hell on, you know? But once we do come to terms with things, it's like it never even happened. I can harp on something that hurt me, and once I'm past it, it's like it never even occurred. You know, people have done me dirty and I've been upset about it when it happened, and then 2 or 3 years later you ask me about that situation and I'm like, huh? Oh yeah, that did happen. Like, I totally forgot about it. Once it's gone for the Aquarius, it's gone. That's why we're an air sign. That's that air shit. Once the clouds pass, it's gone. And that's it. It just, the clouds don't always pass quickly. Some quicker than others. All right, guys. If you want a reading, email me and I'm going to hook you up. Likewise, if you want to contact me, all my information is underneath this video. So it's time for me to get going. Deuces. Thanks for being here, guys.